Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Fletcher, and I am a teacher in the athletic director at Harvey High School. And I'd like to welcome everybody to the HHS Awards evening. Tonight, we're here to recognize all the students that participate in extracurricular activities and sports at our school. The school has been very busy this year, with a wide variety of clubs offered and 22 sports teams. By my estimation, we have had 150 students participating on at least one of our teams or clubs, and collectively, our school has taken part in over 220 games and events throughout the year, not to mention the countless hours of practices that have happened to prepare for these. I can't imagine a busier calendar exists at a school of our size. None of this would be possible without the dedicated coaches and group advisors that we have at Harvey High School. As a society, we're busier than ever, and several of these individuals have gone above and beyond in their commitment to the students at this school. Also, I'd like to thank all those who helped transport students to activities and games this year, in particular our minibus drivers, Jeremy Pauley, Don Fletcher, Chris Henry, and Tina Noble. The minibus was used over 20 times. We would love to use it more, but we need more volunteer drivers. So if anybody out there is interested, please reach out. Thank you also to our administration for their unwavering support, as well as Christmas Mummies for providing access to extracurricular activities for all of our students. Thank you to the parents and guardians. You need to be commended for making extracurricular involvement a priority in your families. There is a big time commitment for many of our sports and activities. You are there to show support, picking students up for practice, driving all over the province, and by being in the audience, encouraging them on. We are appreciative of all that you do. And finally, a thank you to the students. All your hard work, dedication, and general positive attitudes has given our school a great reputation around the province. We're often complimented by opposing teams and fans about the respect and kindness displayed by our students. This is something to be very proud of. Let's give a huge round of applause to acknowledge everyone that makes this possible. Like every year, we have individual participation certificates for students who have participated on teams or been involved in clubs. Pick up participation certificates at the table, at the door, on your way out, or any time during the evening. They are arranged by grade. If someone forgets, we can distribute them tomorrow. I will also point out that there are water and snacks over there if you would like to get any at any point in time. Now on with the show. First up are our HHS Volunteer Awards. If you see your name in the program on the list, please come up on the stage. I hope I haven't overlooked anyone. If I have, I apologize. Please see me at some point, and I will distribute one to you tomorrow. Okay, so anybody on that list, please come up, and Mr. Curtis is going to come up and hand out some of those. If I could have all the middle schoolers kind of in the front and then the high schoolers on the back, that would be helpful. All the middle schoolers there. Yeah. Now let's kind of talk. Yeah. Okay, so middle schoolers in the front row and high schoolers in the back row. We would never be able to pull things off without the help of these students who volunteer their time after school, evenings, and weekends. These volunteers have helped out in the following areas. 1, keeping score at basketball and volleyball games, and working the gate at games and tournaments. I can't emphasize the importance of having good minor officials at our games, tournaments, and playoffs. We always get lots of positive comments from officials and visiting teams on the excellent job they do. 2nd, setting up and taking down for soccer, basketball, and volleyball games, practices, and tournaments. This is almost a daily occurrence at our school from September to June. 3rd, helping to coach and referee elementary and middle school students in various sports here at the school, or acting as a manager or coach on a school team. And lastly, running canteens at our various sporting events and fundraisers. Kim Corey and the Harvey Helpers are very grateful to students who volunteer to help out and raise money. The hope is that through all of their efforts that we will be getting new bleachers coming in September. Let's give a big round of applause for all of these individuals. And while they're up here, I just wanted to, we will have some additional awards for sportsmanship and dedication later on, but at this time, Kim Corey wanted me to acknowledge 2 students in particular who helped out the most with Harvey Helpers. Thank you to Michael Robichaux and Zoe Henry. I know that they have helped serve me countless hot dogs and nachos over the years, so come up and get an additional award, those two, okay? Zoe, you come forward. Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, I think there's one for Zoe on the bottom here. Henry? No? You got it. All right. Congratulations to all these, and if you haven't got your certificate, just wait for Mr. Curtis, okay? If you've got one, you can go down. Thanks. Get everybody? Mostly? We'll get it to her. All right, up next are our little H's, okay? The little H's go to middle school students who have participated in at least 8 sports over the course of their middle school careers. So could Wyatt Smith, Nolan Smith, Hudson Mason, Emmy McMullen, Olivia Albert, Rebecca Astle, Rachel Burgoyne, Ella Durrett, Brennan Coburn, Connor Howland, and Caden Martin Scott please come up to receive their letters? And when we get up here, let's make a line so that we can get our pictures taken. Yes. Spread out all the way across the stage. I see we still have our professional photographer, Cheryl Coburn, here. All right, everybody hold up your H's. All right, thank you, everybody. Let's give a round of applause. You can go back to your seat now. Okay, up next are the high school letters. There are the small 4-inch H's and the larger 6-inch H's for minor and major awards. Could Delaney McElwain, Joe Gregory, Colby Nicholson, Alice O'Toole, Lauren Peasy, Aaliyah Nestruck, and Ashton Little please come up to the stage? A grade 12 student earns a letter if they've played on a sport for all 4 years in high school or participated in various sports and activities at different times. Normally we award 1 little H for every sport that is played for all 4 years, so I still owe a couple of you a few extra. I just have to wait for the order to arrive. Let's give everyone a round of applause here. Oh, and Ashton needs one too. Ashton had to make his way up from the booth. Hold that up for the picture. Thank you. You guys can all return to your seat except for the last 3, Joe, Aaliyah, and Delaney. You can stay to receive your big H. These are the most highly involved students, and they get recognized with a major award, the big H. These students have competed in multiple sports and activities all years, and in doing so, they receive their big H. Give these students one final round of applause. Hold it up. Hold it up. All right, thank you. All right, now we will move on to the clubs and activities portion of our program. We're going to switch the order up a little bit. Mr. White is going to come down from the skybox, and he is going to start off with the stream team. So if you're in the stream team, let's make our way up to the stage.
Oh yeah, we'll just wait a moment for everyone to make their way up. As a guy who does a lot of broadcasting and theater, you'd think I'd be a bit better at this, but I think I'm more used to being on headset behind the screen. My mom always said I had the perfect face for radio, so I guess maybe she had a point there. This is our third year of the Stream Team, our third full year. And in this year, we really reached some new heights, and that's a huge thanks to the students here on the stage. This is our largest group yet, with 14 students contributing in one way or another to broadcasting this year. We've had a ton of students' initiatives as well, from a skybox revamp and some construction done up there, to stat tracking that we implemented during the basketball season, video advertisements created for sponsors, and even a student-developed scoreboard app that we were excited to debut at the last week of the volleyball season. We got it in just in time, but there's some really exciting stuff, and that's all 100% student-directed. We did our first off-site streaming event at the Canadian National Wheelchair Basketball Championships at UNB in May, and we even had a work opportunity come out of that, and I'm told my finder's fee check is in the mail, so hopefully that arrives sometime soon. It's been a great year. I've really learned a lot from these guys, and I'm excited to see how they continue to grow. Although this year is also a bit of a sad one, because for the first time we're saying goodbye to a major chunk of our team. We've been lucky so far that's been a lot of younger students who've been able to grow with us, but that won't be the case this year as we're saying goodbye to quite a few. So we have a few awards. So first off, we have a couple who are gone but not forgotten, students who are in grade 12 this year or not with us right now, who would still contributed a lot on broadcasts in other years. So big thanks to Nolan Bongarier, Delaney McElwain, and Tim Neidert, who is currently watching from Germany and I believe critiquing our audio as we speak. So big thanks to those guys. But here on the stage, first of all, one of our inaugural members who took a bit of a hiatus from Stream Team but came back recently. Big thanks to Logan Wall, the Blast from the Past Award. Thank you very much. And for the second year running, we've had awesome contributions from an exchange student. And again, it's a student from Germany. This is a guy who spent a ton of time in this building, very dedicated. So I'm very proud to present the Besorg dir ein Leben und hol dich von Schulgelande Award, which translates roughly to very dedicated, spent lots of time in this building. All right, and these last three are really some cornerstones of the program. We're going to miss them. The first one, as I mentioned earlier, we had that student-directed scoreboard app that went live at the end of the year, and today, actually, we had a presentation of that award, or of that program, rather. And we're really excited to debut it. I'd love to share it with some other schools, and I think it's going to go a long way to help with the sustainability of the program, which is exactly what we're looking for. The Score More Years Award for our scoreboard MVP. Big thanks to Austin Jameson. And this is to the guy who started it all back in the days where it was just Mr. Fletcher and myself with a laptop, kind of literally following the action of a basketball game with the webcam. We had a grade 9 student who came up to us and basically said, "Hey, that looks kind of cool. Can I do that?" And I mean, that is essentially what high school really should be, is kids seeing things that they think are cool and wanting to jump in, and adults basically getting out of their way. And without this guy's initiative, we wouldn't really have had the impetus to start this program and grow to all these people on stage. So a huge thanks. The OG Award, which I'm told stands for Older Gregory, I believe. The OG Award, Joe Gregory. Thanks so much. And finally, Joe got it started, but really the guy who brought us here needs no introduction to anyone on stage or any students in this gym tonight, because you've seen him at pretty much any event that the Stream Team is at. If we've done it, he's had a hand in it. And that goes not only for the countless hours he spent up there in the skybox streaming pretty much every game imaginable, but anything we do off-site, any meet we have, hours go into kind of researching different equipment, making plans, looking into different strategies we can do. This guy has done it all, and I really don't know how we're going to get by without him next year. The Most Valuable Streamer Award, Ashton Little, thank you so much. For stream team. Thanks so much, guys. Well done.
All right, and now we're going to go to drama again with Mr. White and Mrs. Britton.
All right, back again. Can't get rid of me that easily. So big thanks to everyone here on stage. This is not the extent of our drama program. We should mention we had 32 students involved in some capacity in drama this year, which is huge for a program in its second year, essentially. We had a great show in the winter, and then there were none. We had another kind of Agatha Christie classic that a lot of kids got into. And then in the fall, or in the spring rather, we actually had our first student-directed shows. And we should pause and give a round of applause to Zoe Henry and Hayden Mason, who I don't see, but Cecilia, or I see Zoe but not Hayden. And then Cecilia Pauly and Jack Shaw, who are all on stage as student directors for the first time here at Harvey High. So a huge round of applause to them. It's a ton of work, but they acquitted themselves well and got some students involved, which is always the end goal. We also had a trip to Drama Fest as spectators this year, but I think it inspired a lot of excited feelings about going next year, possibly to compete, so we'll stay tuned for that. And at the end of the year, we had a kind of a fun play-in-a-day event where the students in a span of about 13 hours, oh no, less than that, 11 hours, wrote, rehearsed, and finally performed original shows for the audience. It was a lot of fun, and we're glad to run that and looking forward to that again next year. As with the stream team, there's a lot of students, and unfortunately we can't recognize every single one of them. We'd be here all night. No one wants that. But we are going to say a word to our seniors as well, those graduating and leaving us. So, the first award, this is someone who you wouldn't have seen on stage, but who helped out a lot behind the scenes with our costumes, especially in the fall. She did a lot of work to help us get those period pieces exactly right for that play set in the 1940s. So a big thanks to Erica. These awards, some of them were suggested to me. I don't know what this means. I'm hoping there's some kind of inside joke behind it. Maya's choice for freakiest goes to Erica Corsi. So big thanks. Yep, congratulations, Erica. And another student who did a lot of work behind the scenes, she's not on stage right now, but we also had, as well as the performances, our drama council, which was a group of students who met at lunch once or twice a month just to go over things like arranging the canteen, arranging ticket sales, publicity, all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. And so a big thanks to all the students who helped out with that, but especially to Ali Sirwa. We're really going to miss you. So our unsung hero is Ali Sirwa. All right, next up, a student. I don't see him on the stage. I thought I might have seen him earlier, but I could have been mistaken. Oh yeah, he's there. We'll see if he wants to come up and accept this award. Made a cameo appearance at the very end of one of our student-directed one-acts, and I hope you did get to see it, but if not, don't worry, there's pictures, because this is our Prettiest Princess Award, Nolan Bongarier. Sorry. All right, and he's already back up in the booth, but we'll see if we can get him to live up to this name. Ashton Little was a student who joined us in our inaugural show 2 years ago, and kind of took a break from drama this year. We thought we had gotten rid of him. He wasn't involved in our fall or our spring shows, but just when we thought we'd be free from him for the year, he came back like a boomerang. So Ashton Little, our Boomerang Award goes to you whenever you make it down here. He should be coming down. He's up in the skybox there. So there he is. And this next award goes to a senior who's done a little bit of everything. Started off just as a voiceover actor and doing sound in our very first show, but kind of took his first steps on stage for The Outsiders last spring. Stepped into a very large role for our fall production, and then became a stage manager for the student-directed one-acts. But despite all the different things he did, I think his one immortal image that we have of him, I guess, is when lights go out and he's eating those biscuits. So, and then there were no biscuits award goes to Logan Wall. Congratulations. And finally, our last award goes to a young man who really is the cornerstone of our drama program this year. We're going to miss him when he goes on to exciting things next year. But he's been in it since the very beginning. He's played a major, he's played a doctor, he's played a judge, but perhaps his most difficult acting role was playing a snotty teenager in The Outsiders, which was a bit of a stretch for this guy, if you know him. He's done quite a lot, not only on stage, but also encouraging and always being a really supportive cast member, a very calm, collected director. He's done a great job in our program. We're going to sorely miss him. Our jack of all trades is none other than Jack Shaw. Congratulations. All right, thank you so much, E.J. Strom. It's been a great year, and looking forward to next year. Thanks, guys.
All right, next up are the Laker leaders. So anybody that's involved with the Laker leaders, could you come up on the stage? I know we've got Austin coming down as well. There he comes. Laker leaders met each Tuesday or Wednesday at lunchtime. Members help with planning activities and events to promote school spirit and wellness within the school. Activities organized included the Falls Festival and Winter and Spring Spirit Weeks, as well as the Mental Health Week and the presentation. Ms. Wood and I are very appreciative of all the work these students put in and the leadership they displayed, and we look forward to more progress and fun times next year. We want to recognize one member who will be graduating. Austin has been around since Laker Leaders first started, and he is a big part of planning many events over the years, including the most recent Minecraft tournament. Austin, come receive your Senior Recognition Award. Let's hear it for the Laker Leaders. All right, thank you. Up next, we're going to go to the middle school leadership group, which was led by Mrs. Miner. So if there's any middle schoolers that were in the middle school leadership group, please come up to the stage. Mrs. Miner wasn't here, so I'm going to read a few words on her behalf. This year, the middle school leadership helped to fundraise for the grade 8 trip at the end of the year. This group was also responsible for coming up with ideas, creating items and events, and helping to choose where they would go. The leadership group also helped to lead the middle school market, helping to create items and organize the event itself. Mrs. Miner says, thank you all for your work and being such a big help. Thank you. Let's have a big round of applause. All right, up next we could have the book club, which was led by Violet McDonald. So any members of the book club, please come up. Everyone's there.
I've been given this opportunity this past year to start a middle school book club. We've read various books from graphic novels to books being discussed on CBC Radio. These students have showed their dedication and love for reading throughout the year. They have proven so through book discussions and reading. Tomorrow, we have the opportunity to have discussion with CBC Radio about our most recent book club pick, You Were Never Here by Kathleen Peacock, which will be aired sometime this summer on CBC Radio. I would like to give a special thanks to Ewan and Wendy for contributing above and beyond with their ideas and thoughts, as well as helping me organize the early stages of this club. I look forward to see what becomes a book club in the future and hope that you all continue to spread your love of reading with others.
Thank you, Violet, and smart to stay on the stage because next up is SRC. The SRC, or Student Council, was led by Mrs. Hickey. Mrs. Hickey's not here tonight, so I'm going to say a few words on her behalf. This year was a busy one for us. We started the year with planning the Terry Fox Run, then the Remembrance Day ceremony, followed by holiday crafts with grades kindergarten to 2, and basketball with the senior and mini teams, while grade 3 to 5 cheered on their peers. Also planned various pep rallies, and most recently, the return of the Relay Day fundraiser, which raised over $5,800 for the Harvey High Education Foundation. Mrs. Hickey is so proud of all the members, and I'm really looking forward to next year and see what they can do. Thank you. Next up would be the grad class executive and Mrs. Henry.
Grad executive hold the important role of being a communicating link between students, teachers, and parents to create a grad year that is special and memorable and worthy of the hard work that they have put into this point. Class executives are responsible for organizing grad clothing, ordering and determining theme and events for graduation and grad and safe grad, and communicating all this information to their peers, which at times can be a little bit challenging. Thank you so much to this group of ladies here who put in all that work and dedication this year, volunteering, messaging, organizing, sharing information. You really do make an important contribution to your grad class year. Thank you. Aaliyah and Delaney stay. And if I could also have Allie and Catherine Powell if she is in the audience. Creating a yearbook is a very difficult task, however, a very rewarding task. This year we had 4 students come forward to contribute to this time capsule. Allie and Catherine worked very diligently on class pages and some of the candid pages to help create a book of memories that we can be proud of. Aaliyah and Delaney, who I'd like to give special recognition as they are graduates, worked very hard to put together over 50% of our yearbook, which will be coming soon, I promise. Creating grad pages and sports pages. Thank you so much to all 4 of them for their hard work, and we look forward to sharing this great book with you shortly.
We have now reached the sports teams portion of the program. Each team will come up onto the stage when called upon. Coaches will share some thoughts from the season and potentially hand out some awards to the athletes as well. Up first are the cross-country teams with Mr. McIver, so both high school and middle school cross-country runners.
So cross country is a pretty short season over the course of a month. Some big thoughts, I think there. I've ran for a really long time, but I think the biggest thing that I've learned and will continue to learn is from one person in grade 8 who, despite how she finished, and she would never have finished in the top 3, she did at one event, which was amazing, and nobody needs to know how many hundreds of runners there were. But what this runner would always tell me was, it doesn't matter, Mr. McIver, if I come in last. I just love to run, and I'm always just going to do my best, and I just love running. And I think that really just sums up what cross-country really is all about, is just going out and running just for the benefit of running. Other cool things, I think that we will always know where in the world of middle school is, of Connor Pepin with his winter hat, because it was this fluorescent green thing that you would always see coming through the trail and be like, oh, and here comes Connor, because you would see him from forever away. But all in all, great year. Thank you very much to all of you. So before Mr. Fletcher comes up to bring on the next one, there's really nowhere else to kind of slip this in, but really we all need to really thank Mike Fletcher for his endless dedication just to sport, athletics, student involvement, committees, you name it. He lives and breathes this building, and without people like him just to kind of constantly look for coaches and bring people in and work with young people to be in the gym, opening things up, without guys like him, programs like this just simply don't exist. So I'm going to also put it in at the very end as another big thank you to him, but we need to really start it off, especially when it comes to athletics. Thank you so much to Mr. Fletcher.
All right, next on to the soccer teams. So we'll go to middle school girls soccer with Mrs. Miller.
So I got smart this year and I wrote what I was going to say at the end of the season and I actually remembered everything that happened. So you'll hear some things in here that you'll remember hopefully fondly. The middle school girls, they had a truly amazing season. They really did. They started out really strong and they just kept improving throughout the season. There was wins, absolutely, and we also did have some losses. Which culminated in their quarterfinal game where they played really, really hard. And then they won, but it took us going to an astounding 9 shootouts to win that game. It was incredible. Our keeper kept her composure in a very stressful situation and pulled out a win with the help of some incredible shots from our forwards and one of our very accurate defenders. So great job on that. We went to the semifinal game and these girls, they came hungry. They really wanted to win. They left everything they had on that field that day and they played until the very end. Well, our season ended that day. I hope the memories that we made and the skills that you learned last a lifetime. I really am proud of you, so congratulations for a fantastic season. I have 2 awards to give this evening. The first is going to be the MVP for this year, and that is going to Miss Maddie Giggy. The second is the Coach's Choice Award for another outstanding player, and this is going to Miss Ella Durrett. Thank you.
All right, up next are the middle school boys with Dale and Mark.
Alrighty. Wait till we get everyone up there. Alrighty, I'd like to start off by thanking the boys who showed up tonight. This is about half of our team that was playing this year, but thank you for showing up, just like you did all season, despite our wins and losses. You guys didn't care, you were just having fun, either on the field or I'm not sure if you had more fun on the minibus. Just thanks, guys, for coming every game, doing your best, and Wyatt, thank you for not injuring yourself under Dale and I's watch. It's all you.
Hey guys, just want to say thanks. You guys all did awesome. I know we did have some losses, but we had some big wins, absolutely. It was a big step up for me and Mark coming up. We had big shoes to fill. Ted last year won provincials with the middle school. Unfortunately, me and Mark couldn't follow through. But we got next year, fellas. We had some real strong guys from the grade 8 class that were like our anchors, and then we had a lot of young talent that came up, so it was definitely a rebuilding year, and I'm looking forward to next year, fellas. We got a few awards to give out, and we'll let you guys carry on with your night. Mark, you want to give the first one? Sure. Go ahead.
Alrighty, so the Offensive Player of the Year goes to Nolan Smith.
Well, I guess the next two guys aren't here, unfortunately, but they both stepped up in big ways. On defense, we have our defensive MVP, who was Caden Martin-Scott. If it wasn't for him, we would have had a lot more goals, that's for sure. He's going to be an asset next year for the senior boys. And then in our final game, we had a grade 6er step up and play goaltender for us, and he did amazing. He actually led us to a win in a shootout for the last game of the season, which was a nice way to end the season. And the Rookie of the Year is going to be Dean Haley. I'm sure someone will pass this on to him. Thank you, fellas. Great job this year.
Thanks, guys.
All right, next we'll move on to the senior girls. And Alexi, I think she's here, yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We need our manager.
But you have the last couple of years. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Before getting into the team awards, just like to take a few moments to thank those who make this night happen and the entire sports season run so smoothly. So starting from the top with the administration team, Mr. McIver and Ms. Noble, to the teachers who are accommodating, allowing students to maybe leave early from class or catching up on work, to Mr. White and his entire production team who almost make it seem like you're playing at a college level with the webcasting that they provide and the commentating. But most importantly, just echoing the words of Mr. McIver, with the athletic director, Mr. Fletcher, I do know all too well how thankless this role can be. I would just want to personally say thank you on behalf of all of us and for all you do here at HHS. My last thanks to those who stepped in for me this season a couple times to help coach while my work called me away. I do truly appreciate it, and I think you do know who you are. I'm really notorious for writing speeches super last minute, so this one was actually done a little earlier, about 2:30 this afternoon, but I did forget kind of the preview on how our season went, which I think summary was we went undefeated regular season, got to regionals, played a super tough game, went into a shootout that apparently as a soccer coach I don't understand how it works. We scored a goal and won, and I didn't realize. So that was really good. That put us into the provincials. Then we got to provincials, played a really great game against a super tough team from the north. We lost but played very well. So that, I think, I've lost count. It might be our 4th crack at provincials, but maybe myself or the next soccer coach can make it 5 and actually win. It would be great to see a soccer banner up there someday. All in all, I think that summarizes our soccer season. Besides a couple sleeping players on the benches during our regionals, fell asleep. They played too hard the first game, I heard was the excuse, not sure. A few laughs along the way, but all in all, a great season. Anyways, we will get to the awards. So the first award, Rookie of the Year. This award is going out to a player who started off the year maybe a little shy or nervous to be playing on the senior team. By the second practice, she had made it clear to me that she was there to improve every single game and practice. Her playing time got greater and greater as the season went on, proving to me that she had what it took to play the game. Playing defense is no easy feat and not a position many want to play, but this player played it with grace. This player is a force to be reckoned with, or will be a force to be reckoned with over the next 3 years. I'm proud to present Rookie of the Year to Addie. No, they're not in order. There, sorry. Second award is Coach's Choice. These awards sometimes go to players who demonstrate incredible leadership skills or is the silent killer on the field. This year is going to a player who's done it all. This player has played up front as a striker, has sometimes, although often, found herself on the defensive line, has also found herself playing keeper. Although they might not have been the best at keeper because during a drop kick they lost their shoe. Anyways, that's okay. The next season came and it was a little discussion of I don't want to play anymore. So we made it work, and then she found her home on the wing for the rest of her time playing soccer. An incredibly easy player to coach, always willing to listen, taking advice whether she likes it or not, taking it upon herself to help coach the younger players, or is there to just give us a few laughs here or there. I'm truly going to miss coaching this player. Coach's Choice this year goes to Delaney McElwain.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
Right there. And lastly, our MVP. Our MVP tonight is a true testament to what hard work and dedication towards sport will do. I don't have the stats in front of me tonight, but I think I can confidently say that when this player is on the field, almost all of her shots go in the net. And while scoring goals isn't the only thing that is needed to win a soccer game, it sure is one of the most important aspects. Over the last 4 years, we collectively as a team have counted on this player to make a difference, and a difference she has made. As your high school coach over the last 4 years, I am so incredibly proud to continue to watch you play in green and gold next season, just on a different field. If you haven't guessed by now, this year's MVP is Alice Vautour.
What? Oh, no.
Okay, thank you.
All right, senior boys, come on up. Coached by myself and Ted Vautour. The senior boys had a fun and very successful season. Coach Ted was not able to be here, but he wanted me to mention a few of his favorite moments from the season. First was accomplishing our team goal, qualifying for provincials. We headed to St. Andrews and needed a win over FCA at regionals to make this happen. Boys got out to an early lead, and we were a few minutes away from victory, but FCA tied things up late in the second half to force extra time. After no goals and extra time, we were off to a shootout. The tension was high, and there were a lot of nerves for all of us, but thanks to some excellent goalkeeping and penalty kicks, we were able to come away with a dramatic victory, sending us to provincials. Second, Ted remembered one of our practices at the end of the year. It was leading up to provincials at the end of October, and it had just snowed 3 or 4 inches. I asked Ted if he thought we should cancel, and of course, Ted would say, we can play in anything. So we went out and practiced in the snow, and what a fun and memorable day that was. I'm pretty sure some players were making snow angels by the end of it, and it was quite a harsh wake-up call to Canada for Marcos. Lastly, we needed to talk about our team cheer. We wanted our cheer to be something about helping each other out and working together. This year, we had an exchange student from Spain, Marcos, and we wanted to make him feel welcome and a part of our team. So we got him to tell us a Spanish word for support or help. This word was ayuda. Okay? The boys loved the sound of this word, and we decided it would be our cheer for the year. They certainly embodied the word on the soccer pitch and did a great job supporting each other throughout the season. For our awards, we decided to give 2 Coach's Choice Awards. One to Bowen, aka Bobo, for his positive attitude and improvement over the season. I don't think Bowen's here, but let's give him a round of applause. The second goes to our keeper, Michael McKean. He made big saves all season and kept us in so many matches. He even got to play one half out of the net and ended up with a goal against McAdam. Let's give him a round of applause. Lastly, our MVPs. This award goes to our 2 players who always controlled the middle of the field. Finn with his solid defense and setting others up, and Marcos, who was the one finishing on so many of those nice sequences. These 2 had never played together before the season, but their chemistry blossomed throughout, and it was a joy to watch. Thank you guys for an awesome season. All right, and let's do one final Ayuda cheer, okay? Ayuda on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ayuda! Thank you, Joe. It's not hard to tell who the most vocal guy on the team is. All right, up next into basketball season and the middle school girls JV basketball with Michelle Breed and Casey.
Hi everyone. I want to start by saying how proud Michelle and I are of these girls. When we started this season, we had a very wide range of skills, starting from girls who had never played basketball before to girls who played on the varsity middle school team. So we went straight into fundamentals and focused the entire season on the girls' skill development. Each player brought something entirely different to our team, with all things to improve on, and I can confidently say that they ended the season stronger and better players. We are so proud of each one of you and your development, as well as how well you played as a team. The hard work you guys put in paid off, and we can't wait to see the amazing things you all achieve going forward.
We just want to say thank you to all of the parents and family that has helped get the kids to and from practices, to and from games. We know that it's a huge commitment just in doing that. And also to Mike for setting everything up and making everything run so smoothly. And I have to say, I'm a parent, so I kind of have an invested interest in this. But Casey, she doesn't need to do this. She chose to do this and put a lot of time and hours and effort. And I have to say, she was very proud of the growth that you all showed. So that's a good shout out to her and her work. Okay.
All right, so for awards tonight, we decided on 2 MVPs. Our first MVP tonight goes to our Get It Done girl. She was the one who we could put on at any moment with any task, offensively or defensively, and she would work her butt off to get it done. She was our main point guard and played the position perfectly for our team. She knew when to take it and go strong and when to set her team up and make a great play. The few times she was off the court, you could find her down the bench cheering her team on the loudest. Congratulations, an amazing season to Maddie. Our second MVP tonight goes to another player who we could count on for anything. She was our strongest defender, and we knew we could rely on her for the biggest matchups, help defense, and everything in between. Offensively, she's an amazing passer and did great at setting our team up. Throughout the season, we saw her take a huge step in aggressiveness offensively, which took her game to another level. Keep up the intensity, and congratulations to Anna. Thank you, girls. Great season.
Middle school varsity. There. Hi, girls. It feels like it's been a while. It really hasn't been. So I'm Michelle. This is Nicole. We were the lucky coaches of this middle school varsity team. And we went into the season with a lot of excitement. We had majority returning players, which was pretty exciting at this level. But we did, I'm sure the girls were a little nervous coming in with 2 new coaches. I did assistant coach last year. But any of you who knew the girls' old coach, the senior girls' coach, and my older sister, we're very different. So I heard a few rumors from the girls. My favorite was, Michelle's too nice to be a head coach. So that was really nice to hear that, but I hope it worked out okay. I don't know. It's fun. So all of the girls knew Nicole from being a teacher at the school. So that was a really nice way to kind of move forward into our season. Enough about us, getting back to these amazing girls. So we had lots of hopes and goals for this season. From our first meeting, our goals were clear for each individual player. Be coachable, put in your full effort, be brave and willing to make mistakes to develop. And most importantly, have fun. And I think each player has really met all of those goals. So we're proud. As a team, we focused on 5 things that we could control. This is how we worded it. Things that we could control. Number 1, effort. Our girls showed up with great coachable attitudes every practice and every game for themselves, for their teammates, and for us. Attitude. Our girls focused on coming into every practice and game with respect for themselves, their teammates, their coaches, their opponents, the refs, and ultimately the game. This is huge, girls, at this age. Number 3, you'll get a good get. Emotions. As you all know, emotions at this age can be tricky. Emotions can run high sometimes, but these girls were aware of their feelings and showed incredible self-awareness. Sportsmanship. I actually don't know that we had any major issues with, normally there's a few big breakdowns throughout the season. We didn't have one. Well, one, but that's okay. Sportsmanship was the number 4, and these girls were so respectful of the game that I'm beyond proud. The season was filled with wins and losses, and the team showed graciousness and respect for their opponents. Number 5, the most important thing for all of you moving forward is teamwork, our most important factor this season, and I think we nailed it. The focus was on team and being a good teammate. This is a way more than just being a good player. being an excellent teammate is about way more than scoring points. It's about finding your teammates' abilities and areas of strength and making them shine brighter. It is about lifting your teammate up, figuratively, sometimes literally, giving them grace to make mistakes and learn through them versus knocking them down when they're already down. It's about showing up with a great attitude for your team because this is what they deserve. It is about knowing when to take your shot or offering the one more. This is what I am most proud of this season, our sense of team. Trust me, this doesn't just happen. It takes an elite athlete mentality, and after this season, you all have shown you are well on your way to being the elite athletes that you are. So, I know we didn't end the season the way we wanted to, and that we had hoped, but I think we are so proud of each of you for every moment of growth that you showed, and the effort and the team that you created. So thank you for such a fantastic season. I'll hand it over to Nicole.
We have many people to thank for making this season a success. First and foremost, the parents and caregivers for the countless hours you've put in driving the girls to our many games, our many practices. Literally, without your dedication, no season would be even possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. To Mike for his tireless efforts to make HHS's athletic program run smoothly, and to the girls for being so awesome, fun, and coachable. And last but not least, to Michelle for asking me to help out with the team and putting up with me. It truly was a fun season, and I'm so happy I was able to be a part of it. Now on to our awards. We have chosen 4 different award recipients today. We have a Hustler of the Year, a Coach's Choice, and Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP awards for this year. First, our Hustler of the Year. This player was the definition of heart on our team. She showed up at every practice and at every game. She was our get-it-done gal and naturally plays a little harder and a little more aggressively than anyone else on the court. She's the one out there full court pressing before we even ask, stealing the ball every chance she can, diving on the floor to get a loose ball, or taking a drive because it's the right thing to do. She was our main point guard for the season, and our team was so lucky to have such a strong yet humble player to lead the way. Our Hustle of the Year is Maddie Giggy. Our first Coach's Choice is going to a player who brings heart, hustle, and dedication to the game and her team. This player improved so much since last season, from her focus and effort to her leadership on and off the court and practices and in games. She would bring a smile and a sense of goofiness when the time was right. This player's skill, hard work, and impact on the team's success made her a joy to coach. Our Coach's Choice is Emmy McMullen. Our second Coach's Choice and Defensive Player of the Year is going to our third coach and our biggest team cheerleader. She brought so much joy, and I can't even emphasize that, how true it is, kindness and effort to every moment she was a part of this team. After every win or loss, she was the first teammate to have encouraging words and a positive attitude. This has earned her the Coach's Choice. As for the defensive side of things, she was our go-to defensive player. She took on every big challenge with a smile and determination. From the Fundy Mountains to the perfected help defense, she was there and ready to take on this defensive challenge. This player is none other than our motivational speaker herself, Brooke Claycorn. I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle.
Okay, our last award goes to our MVP. This player was our steady, our consistent, and most grounded player. She plays with a game IQ well above her years, only after starting in grade 6. She was looked to by her teammates and coaches to be the glue that held everything together. We're not sure how next year. We're gonna get there. She could score, rebound, make the perfect assist, steal, and sometimes even block. All while being the most humble teammate. She was a leader on the team and elevated the team's play. She was our calm during clutch plays in critical moments, providing grounding and passive direction for her teammates. Ultimately, her work ethic and dedication was above all the rest, and we are so excited to see her shine over the years to come. Our MVP for this season is Ella Durrett. Thanks to Nicole, too.
All right, middle school boys basketball can come on up. I'll hand them to them and then you can read them. Probably makes the most sense. Middle school boys were coached by myself and Mr. Curtis and Ethan Davidson, who was the head coach. Unfortunately, he is away tonight and couldn't be here, but he left me a speech to write. What a fantastic season it was this year. The coaches have witnessed growth, determination, and an unwavering team spirit that has made us all proud. I would like to begin with the start of the season. Opening the season at home is always nerve-wracking, especially against a rival from down the road. We had some nervous guys who had never played at the middle school level before, and we had some guys who had been on this team since they were in grade 6, and they were ready to lead. Even though we had a tough loss to start the season, it was just the beginning to a season of learning and growing as a team. Throughout the season, these boys have learned the importance of teamwork, discipline, and resilience. They embrace the spirit of the team, supporting one another, and contributing to a positive and encouraging environment. Basketball skill-wise, you've improved tremendously, showing remarkable progress in every practice and game. All these skills we learned over the season were showcased in provincials in Hampton against some tough teams from around the province. We faced many tough teams full of high-caliber players, but that just gave us more spirit to win those games. Even though we didn't win provincial this year, at the end of every game, there would generally be smiles. Some games were harder on us compared to others, though. To all the players, whether you've been scoring, assisting, defending, or cheering, from the sidelines, your contributions have made this season special. Remember, the basketball, like life, is about continuous improvement and supporting those around you. You've all embodied these values, and it's been a privilege to watch you grow. Now, on to the awards.
All right, so first award, we're going to have 2 Coach's Choice Awards. First player, so not here today, unfortunately. This player's shooting ability from mid-range and beyond the arc has been game changer for us and was all year. Whether it was a clutch 3 or a smooth mid-range jumper, he's consistently delivered when we needed it the most. Your sharpshooting skills have inspired your teammates and given us a competitive edge in every game. First Coach's Choice Award, Jack Gillespie. Second Coach's Choice Award, he is here tonight. This next player's sportsmanship is exemplary. You've shown that basketball is not just about winning, but also about playing with integrity and respect. Your positive attitude, fair play, and support for your teammates have set a standard for what it means to be a true sportsman. You've been a role model both on and off the court, and we couldn't be prouder of you. And on top of all that, a very good basketball player. The second Coach's Choice Award goes to Hudson Mason. And then finally, we have 1 MVP. This award is being given to a player who is nothing short of phenomenal. Game after game, you've shown us what it means to be relentless on the court, driving to the basket with precision, shooting the ball from range with confidence, and your ability to rebound being effortless. Your dedication and hard work have paid off, and you've been a cornerstone for our success all season. MVP, Nolan Smith. And so, boys, moving forward, let's carry the lessons we've learned this year in everything that we do, right? Both on and off the court. And also, we want to send a big thank you to the coaches, parents, obviously, everyone, and parents and everyone who has supported us along the way. Here's to many more successful seasons ahead, and this group is going to be successful for a long time to come. So, good job, guys. Thank you. Why do you think?
Next up, the senior girls.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, Tracy and Kate were not able to make it tonight. So lucky for me, I get to stand up here with this amazing group of girls, and I'm going to take the opportunity to brag a little bit. So Harbor Station, I think it's fair to say that many of us are still riding the adrenaline wave from that championship game. I know I am. If you weren't there, if you didn't see it, I'm sure you must have heard about it by now. Yeah, clap for these girls. It was the greatest comeback and the greatest show of determination I've ever witnessed on a basketball court, and I'm sure it would be hard for anyone else to match that. But in my opinion, the journey to that pinnacle moment was just as spectacular. Girls, every ounce of sweat, every after-school practice, every early morning practice, every yoga session, plus new coaches, new strategies, new energy. You girls rose to every challenge, and you did it with style and grace and a whole lot of heart. Thank you for trusting us coaches and for being so incredibly respectful. And also thank you to the parents. You were great to work with, getting our girls wherever we needed to go. So many times after games, fans would come up to us coaches and say how much fun you girls were to watch, how they loved your game, they loved your teamwork, and it was so fun to hear those conversations. From day one, you embraced the concept of we over me, and you didn't just play for yourselves. You played for each other. There were no egos on the court, just a bunch of ballers with a shared goal of Harbor Station and a whole lot of heart. As coaches, we couldn't be prouder of each and every one of you. You've shown what it means to be resilient, what it means to be relentless, and what it means to be champions. You have made your coaches, your school, and your community very proud. So, short and sweet, I'm now on to the awards. I'm going to start with our Rookie Award. It goes to the Give It All I Got with a Smile on My Face Cadence. I just have to find it. Our Coach's Choice Award goes to the one and only gritty, scared of nothing, Maddie Fraser-Cole. Did you find it? You're right on the top. So our MVP awards go to 3 players in no particular order. One MVP award goes to the hardworking, non-stop hustle grade 12 player who was also a provincial all-star, Delaney McElwain. The next MVP award goes to the offensive and defensive threat who was feared by all other teams and also a provincial all-star, Riley DeMerchant. And our third MVP award goes to Queen of the Paint, tough as nails, also provincial all-star, Georgia Bernard. Thank you, girls. It was such a fun season. I can't wait to see you next year.
All right, the senior boys can come on up. All right, when I took over the role as head coach of the senior boys for this year, I saw a group of boys with a huge opportunity to grow and improve over the season. I knew we had lost 7 players from the previous year's team, and we're going to be a very young team with 2/3 of our roster being in grade 9 and 10. It was going to be a challenge to bring this roster together and for everyone to figure out their roles and how they fit in.
So a big focus for us this season was to work at building a team and doing it through building chemistry throughout the season. At the beginning of every practice, we had a short team meeting which we talked about various quotations and virtues, which became known as campfires. And thanks, Tyler, for that one. I don't see him here today, but he came up with that name and it kind of stuck. And so for a group that didn't have a lot of time playing together and coming from all different backgrounds and experience levels, we hope this gave the team the opportunity to build trust from within and learn how to not just be good ball players, but good humans too. There were certainly varying degrees of success with the campfires, but we hope that all the players took at least something from them and they can apply this moving forward beyond the basketball court and into their lives.
All right, so just a little recap on the season. On the court, we had a season full of ups and downs, some difficult games in our opening tournament, Miramichi, and at the ESA tournament. Tough losses in Samuel de Champlain and at regionals versus John Caldwell and FCA, but there was also some real positives to take from it as well. I think back to one of our early games at Campobello when we had 5 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game as a team. And if the parents know, I don't talk to refs. I don't, I promise. But we kept our mouths shut. The boys were put in a very difficult position, started to develop some resiliency, and came with that, I would describe as a character-building win. That set us up for some improvements throughout the year. Other highlights included strong results in our other league games. We went 9-1 overall with that lone loss to Samuel de Champlain, performances in John Caldwell tournament and the Maritime Invitational, and our home games against Woodstock, John Caldwell, and Salisbury were all memorable. That last one was memorable for how balanced our contributions were, and it was also a great indicator of how far our trust as a team has grown.
After reflecting on the season, the biggest highlight for me, though, came from our final game. While we may have lost a heartbreaking game to end the season, the way the boys handled themselves during and after that game was something to be very proud of. I've seen teams before where people start making excuses and blaming everyone for why they lost, but that was not the case. The boys maintained their composure, knew they had played their hardest, and left everything they had on the court. While they were very disappointed that they didn't get the result they wanted, they showed how much they had grown as individuals and as a team that day. Ultimately, as a coach of school sports, things like that are often the most rewarding part of the experience. To conclude, before we get to the awards, I want to say how much of a pleasure it has been to coach this group of players over the years. There are so many dedicated players who have a love and passion for the game, and I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to coach them. They've grown and developed so much as people and players from their mini and middle school days. I look forward to seeing what's next for them, both on and off the court.
All right, so on with the awards. So this year I have the distinct pleasure of presenting the Rookie of the Year, and it's a real honor because what a privilege we had, how lucky we were that we could have a player that had immediate impact on the team from the very start of the season in their grade 9 year. When you walk into that first game as a varsity basketball player and score 25 points, you know the future's bright. Watching this player grow and develop over the year was impressive, and the impact he had on our team was undeniable every single game throughout the year. But this didn't come without a cost. He put in countless hours of work outside of practice settings to better his game, and he was a sponge for information. You could tell him anything and he would pick it up on the court quickly. He bought in. He was coachable. Through all that hard work and dedication to the sport, he earned a very much deserved spot on the Basketball New Brunswick U15 team that will be competing at U15 Basketball Nationals this coming August. And we know as a coaching staff he's going to represent Harvey very, very well. So our Rookie of the Year, Ryan McElwain. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, so next up, Coach's Choice, 2 people we have chosen for that award. The first one is someone who's determined to get better. They put in countless hours in the morning. I'm always there. I see it. He always gives 100% on the court and is always looking for ways to improve by asking questions and things like that. His hard work also has earned him a spot on the U16 BNB team this summer that I'm actually lucky enough to coach. So I'll be seeing you a lot this summer, Kobe. Our first Coach's Choice goes to Kobe Claycorn. Our second Coach's Choice goes to a player who played a huge role for us all season as our primary ball handler and in general overall. Over the season, he grew into his role and his confidence and skills grew so much. I know how badly he wants to have an amazing season next season. We've talked about it quite a lot. And I'm excited to see what he does next year. Our second Coach's Choice goes to Charlie Gregory.
Lastly, our MVPs. There was no way we could pick just one. These 2 players have been playing together for me since way back in grade 5 and have always been quite the dynamic duo. They are both very skilled players who have led us on and off the court. Their hard work and never give up attitude are what got them noticed by other coaches around the province as they were both selected Southwest All-Stars. Their leadership and approach to the game resonated throughout our team. When your top players work the hardest, it sets the tone for what it takes to be good as them. You can tell some of our younger players have picked up on this and will be ready to carry the torch in the coming years. Because of all these factors, we award our MVPs to Colby Nicholson and Joe Gregory. All right, thank you guys on a memorable season. We'll call up Badminton as well.
So as everyone's coming up, I think badminton kind of gets summed up on 2 parts. One, it became the season that wasn't for high school because it was just, oh, are we going to play this weekend? No, it's another snowstorm. How about tonight? No, it's another snowstorm. How about this night? No, it's another snowstorm. And it appeared that every single high school event was just totally done by snowstorms. On the middle school side, I don't know how many parents, because there was quite a few of us there on some of those nights, especially at Hanwell Park Academy School, where it was like, okay, I think we're done. No, we got about another 3 hours to go. And I know some of those middle school players were like, Mr. McIver, I'm never doing this again because I've signed up only to do doubles and I've been waiting here for 4 hours to play. So badminton is very much all about that individual effort. It's very quiet, it's very reserved, there's not a lot of cheering, there's a lot of, is that in, is that out, is that a point? I'm not really sure what we're doing, but it seems to be a lot of fun, so we're just gonna keep going. So congratulations to absolutely everyone. We don't have individual MVPs or anything because it's an individual sport, but thank you so much for just continuing to play. It's a great thing just to get out and just be active and continue to play for just a love of the game. So thank you to everyone.
All right, and now we move into volleyball season. So we're going to start with the middle school JV girls. The middle school girls JV team was coached by Sarah Hart and Ann Boudreau and Kim Grantham, and none of them are here, but I'm just going to say a few words on their behalf. I was fortunate actually able to see a few of their games. I had to referee when referees didn't show up. So I know they improved tremendously over the season, and they had lots of fun playing a sport which was very new to the majority of them. Sarah gave me a few awards to present to them. First up is the Spirit Award, which I'm assuming is going for the person that was the loudest cheer, and that goes to Jerilee Albert. The next award is the Most Improved Player Award, and this goes to a grade 7 student, Danica. You're welcome. And lastly, the MVP Award, which is Rebecca Astle. All right, thank you everybody on a great season. Up next, the middle school girls varsity with Mackenzie.
All right, good evening everyone. Kim, Michelle, and I coached the middle school girls volleyball team this year. As a team, the girls came a long way in the short time that is the middle school volleyball season. They improved a lot in the about a month that we had. We did not have many wins this season, but when it came time for district finals, the girls showed up. We ended up finishing second place, losing the championship game 14-16 in the third set. Considering we came to the district finals in sixth place, I would say we did extremely well. We have 2 awards to give out tonight, MVP and Coach's Choice. Our MVP is someone who is very consistent and could handle anything that came her way. She was eager to play and excelled in any position we put her in. We could count on her to bring everything on the floor and handle the pressure when we need her to serve first or get the point. She could be found anywhere on the court getting the ball. Our MVP this year goes to Ella Durrett. Our Coach's Choice, we picked 3 girls, all of which we could count on to be put out on the floor, were eager to play and willing to do anything we asked of them. Our first Coach's Choice player goes to someone who you would never have known was their first year playing volleyball. They were a total natural out there. They improved a ton over the course of the year. Our first Coach's Choice goes to Gabrielle Little. Our second Coach's Choice player goes to someone who could consistently deliver an impressive jump serve, even surprising herself sometimes. They were always good at keeping us on our toes and making us laugh. Our second Coach's Choice award goes to Emmy McMullen. Our third Coach's Choice award player always gave it their all on the court and in practice. They were always trying to better themselves. They also had a very consistent serve and would play any position we put them in. We could count on them to hustle for any ball and try to get it in play. Our third Coach's Choice award goes to Olivia Albert. We would like to thank all of the players and their parents for the great season. We will miss all the grade 8s that are moving on, some of which I've had the pleasure of coaching since they were in grade 6. We would just like to ask the players to meet us by the equipment room doors following the banquet for a special gift. Thank you.
All right, the middle school boys are up next. The middle school boys were coached by Pat Christie, who's unable to be here tonight, so he sent me a speech to read. And he's going to get right into the awards. First up is Coach's Choice. Brennan is extremely attentive and displayed great focus and effort when learning and improving. All season, he listened closely and took his successes and failures in stride. He was a joy to coach, as he is exactly what you were looking for in a coach's viewpoint when it comes to listening and learning. So, Brennan, come receive your Coach's Choice Award. The most improved. Theo showed up as the one guy who couldn't serve at all, and we recognized that. It was a key point to hit, and he did it. Along with his forearm passing and movement on the court, he really started to shine in the last third of the season, and I couldn't be happier to see someone try and finally succeed. He has a talent, and it's starting to blossom. Congratulations to Theo. The Rookie of the Year. Jeremiah showed from the start he was capable of solid passing, serving, and jumping. As the season moved on, his footwork and court coverage was on display, much more so. As a coach, he made me realize that everyone was a sponge at soaking up the lessons and made me really want to improve on my own coaching. Jeremiah has a real talent and is someone for next year who should be a dominant force in competition. Congratulations, Jeremiah. The Rising Star Award. Tracker's greatest asset is his ability to affect everyone on the court. He himself is just a whirlwind that can affect positively or negatively, and is something for him to keep in mind. He shows a strong talent for quick reaction-based sports, as he can quickly prepare and react to fast-moving objects. Even if he does not have all the skills right now, I can see a star ready to shine given enough polish. Congratulations, Tracker. And lastly, the MVP. Hudson wears his heart on his sleeve, which is extremely relatable. It is something he will need to learn to control a bit more, but he played all season with the attitude to win. He has a great round of skills that are much more solidified and ready for the next level. I just hope he improves a bit more on his mental side. He showed the highest all-around set of skills, and I'm very proud of him for how he handled himself in the end with our last game. When he wanted out and I told him no, he couldn't, he took a step forward and showed up for his team. I saw him hyping his squad, and I saw him get his groove back. That was special to see. Congratulations, Hudson. Everyone else has shown such great improvement. I'm sorry I can't award them all, because they most definitely showed great improvement in skills. Believe me, we all saw each and every one's greatest moments, and we were very happy and proud. Tommy's run of serves at the end and his cheeky smiles when he knows he's done great. Connor's own run of several great serves at times. Alex's aggressiveness and capability to hit the ball. Thomas's consistency and great passing. Every single one of you are great, and I'm so happy to see that all of you are able to smile on the court. I'm happy to say I'll be coaching some of you next year, and for those moving on, you have a new challenge ahead of you, but I think you have a strong foundation to build on. Thank you. Up next are the junior girls, coached by Mr. Pearden, but I think Chloe is actually going to say some words on his behalf.
All right, so Pearden was not here tonight, so he got me to do it for us all. So to the Harvey High School JV Volleyball girls, words cannot express the amount of gratitude, respect, and admiration I have for each one of you. From the very first tryout to the last score in our season, you girls have consistently shown the power and importance of teamwork, goal setting individually, and most importantly, the importance of having fun on the court. The season has been many laughs, tears, jokes, wins, defeats, road trips, early games, and lastly, pride. There have been numerous highlights and lowlights of the season, which have strengthened our team overall team bond, characters, and desires to win. Throughout many hours, going over lineups, practices, traveling to games, have shown me how, as a team, have taught me many things about being a coach, like the importance of showing strong and independent, always willing to show up until the end, over the power of practice and persistence, and how this doesn't go unnoticed on the court, even finding the joy in small things of life, and being able to laugh at any moment and smile more. As a coach, I often use the word potential, like the potential to beat the team across from you during warm-ups, or the potential to return a tip, push, or attack, and create a point. Yet, the word potential only really has a meaning when it becomes reality. From the beginning of the season, I have seen the potential in our team, the potential to dominate the game, beat the strongest of teams, and hang with the teams that may be stronger, which we have. The potential to overcome adversity and multi-point holes to win a game, which we have. The potential to show everyone that the power of positivity, friendship, hard work, and dedication will always reward us in the end, which we have. The reality of the season is that you girls have proven, and time again, you are an amazing volleyball club, and that I am beyond proud of each team singly this year. I want to wish you all the best of luck next year as you continue this journey, and thank you for following me and allowing me to become a better coach. You are amazing and capable of everything. Thank you for being a great team for me.
And I'm going to read the awards for Mr. Pearden. Most Improved Player. From the very start of the season, this player has demonstrated a remarkable improvement in her abilities and instincts during in-game play. From clutch serves to swing the momentum back in our favor to timely back row passes and digs, this player has not only shown a willingness to get better every day, but has hustled hard and dove all season to keep the play alive. This culminated in learning a new position on the fly. Your Most Improved Player award is Sarah Drost. She's not here. The Coach's Choice Award. This award goes to the players that have demonstrated a consistent level of tenacity, courage, determination, team-first mentality, and quality of play throughout the duration of the season. The recipients of this award have shown a well-rounded ability in all aspects of the game and can be counted on in key moments to keep the game close or bust the lead wide open. They are calm on the court, scramble well, and always find the ability to have fun playing the game we all enjoy so much. These players are leaders both on and off the court. The recipients are Molly Grieve and Emma McFadgen. Welcome. Most Valuable Players. At any given moment, these players can turn a game on its head. Coaches and players alike took notice of this player's commitment to the game, willingness to do whatever it took to win, and competitive attitude that won us more points than I can count. Whether on the serving line with their serving, their powerful offense, or tactful defense, these players have continually put the team on their backs. Their play was consistently excellent and well-rounded, leading by example and striving for the best. These players have been counted on and utilized in every imaginable scenario. An MVP is more than just being the best player. An MVP makes the players around them better. The recipients of the MVP are Holly Henry and Chloe Grass. Thank you. Next up are the junior boys with Adam and Logan.
Good evening, everyone. Every time I've asked Logan to coach with me, I've always got the same response. Sure, Adam, as long as you do the speech. For those of you who have had the pleasure of listening to me give the speech twice already, you may notice a similarity in all of them. It's that even after switching from middle to junior, we can't seem to avoid the same group of kids. But they're starting to grow on us. Starting off, Logan and I were more than optimistic about the season. We had a great group of players who we thought were more than capable of beating any team, both in points and personality. But come to find out, majority of the time, you can only win in points or personality. And I don't like having to text Mr. Fletcher afterwards to tell him we were sure funnier than our opponents. For the first game of the season, we faced St. Stephen in their home court. We came in with 7 whole players that were able to attend and thought surely one sub would be fine. Then Griffin decided to roll his ankle, and we were down to no subs. And starting the season on that loss did not feel great until we were walking out as the girls started right after us. And we met Isaiah, our teammate, walking in ready for the first game of the season. That short-staffed experience became a trend with our team as well. Between basketball, soccer, baseball, football, hockey, and misremembering what time the game and practice start, we always seemed to just have the bare minimum to play. And even after we went recruiting, picking up a few more players to help us out, we still ended up short-staffed at a stew tournament where we had to forfeit a game after Logan and I woke up early. We showed up to Nassis with 5 players and still beat that team 5 against 6. As well as a home game, here against Fundy, where we had to recruit from them, and once again won the match. As much as I like to poke fun at these guys, I can't deny their skill when they decide they want to win. And while we may not have taken home a banner from provincials due to yet another unfortunate weekend of scheduling, we had the pleasure of taking the banner home from Nakwik at their own tournament, and that was plenty enough for me. Everyone in that gym that weekend could see and hear that they wanted to win the most out of any team, to the point where Luke somehow broke his shoe and Griffin could barely move a muscle about 10 minutes after the adrenaline wore off. Having the honor to coach this group yet again was a very fun experience for us. There's really no better way to spend our time off of work in UNB than trying to understand what half the words and phrases they say mean, and why it takes about a quarter of the practice just for Jake to put his shoes on. To me, volleyball is kind of a hard sport to give individual awards out when you have 6 people at a time on a court who all need to work together to beat another team. But there are always a few players who you see working on skills in practice, they then implicate in games, asking for advice on form and making sure the team is all in it in the middle of a set when all hope seems lost. Logan and I picked out 3 of these players who certainly need a mention after the season they had, giving us a sigh of relief every time the ball went to them. For the first of our 2 Coach's Choice Awards, this player was an ace up our sleeve we didn't even know we had. After realizing our numbers were low, we picked him up about a quarter way through the season, and despite not playing volleyball since middle school, his natural athleticism kicked into gear very quickly, and he made a huge difference in our team. It also helps that he can jump high enough to make it look like he's hitting on a badminton net. The award goes to Luke Riley. For the second Coach's Choice Award, this player is someone every team needs. He's someone who wants to win, wants to improve, never questions Logan or I's judgment, and can just about perfectly do anything we ask of him. Despite not being the tallest on the team, he's never afraid to take a swing on opposing players, even though they can sometimes put up a solid block without even jumping. Luckily, no one can read this sheet because I certainly didn't spell his last name right, but luckily I can pronounce it. The award goes to Ryan McElwain. For our last award, the MVP goes to a player who I'm almost convinced studies every sport he plays like it's a test. His ability to place people around him exactly where they need to be and communicate exactly what we need out there every single point made Logan and I's job a lot easier. Despite frustration, he would always go out and give it his all, leaving me to have to go wipe this floor down of the sweat he left behind more times than I'd have liked to. The player receiving this award, who I had to consistently convince every ref he actually is in grade 9, is Griffin Hanna. I got you this year. As much as I've thanked this team for the season, I also have to extend the same thanks to the parents. Without them driving several players a game, we would certainly have forfeited more than just 2 games. Thank you, everyone.
All right, up next are the senior girls. And Tammy, I think, is here. Yep.
Hi, everyone. First off, unfortunately, Tracy couldn't be here tonight, so I'm stuck doing the talking, which I do not like to do. So, girls, she wishes that she could have been here, but we've done some conferencing back and forth, so I'll do my best to get through this. We had a great season. We did really well in league play, finishing second in the South, only behind Samuel de Champlain. In tournament play, we made it to the final game of 3 of the 4 tournaments that we attended. It's not so bad for a little single-A school playing against some tougher, bigger schools along the way. Unfortunately, Things ended a little earlier than we had hoped at regionals. We won our first games against Heartland and then played some great games against AJ Savoie. We lost the first set, won the second set, and then lost the third by just a few points. We ended our season with a loss to Samuel de Champlain in the crossover. And just to let everyone know, AJ Savoie and Samuel de Champlain ended up being the two teams that played in the final at provincials. So we were right there. We were right there with the toughest teams. Clearly shows we were competitors. Overall, we definitely were a team. We had so many players with great skills and attributes that make our life very hard when it comes to choosing awards. The fact that we could have given awards to every single player on the team for certain aspects of their game says how strong these girls really are. Tracy and I wanted to go through and highlight some of these great things for all of you to hear. We'll start with Emma. Emma was our manager, and when she wasn't away playing with the junior team, she was with us, making her schedule very tight and jam-packed, but we appreciate you being so committed and dedicated, and appreciate your willingness to push yourself a little past your comfort zone in practices when we were throwing stuff at you, especially when you missed some of that while you were away with the junior team. Gracie. Gracie was new to the team this year and unfortunately had to miss a chunk of the season with some health issues. Our favorite thing about Gracie is that we always know that Gracie will go for anything. She's not going to give up on a ball, and her natural athleticism comes shining through with your ability to do just that. Keep working hard and keep being so coachable. We loved having you on the team and loved how open you are to adapt to whatever is being asked of you to do. Cadence. If anyone came to watch any of our games, they saw and heard Cadence. She was our biggest cheerleader, and we can't even tell you how important that was. Makes such a difference on a volleyball team. She stepped up and played the lib position this year and did a fantastic job in doing so. She's also a new player on the team this year, and we loved your coachability, your drive, your sense of humor, and your great attitude. We love how you will also go for anything and look forward to seeing you grow as a player. Alyssa. Alyssa's not here. She's not here? Okay, she's working. Alyssa showed so much improvement this season. We want her to know that we were so impressed with so many things about her game this year and want her to keep working hard to step out of her comfort zone and trust how truly skilled she was. One of the highlights of our season this year was a game in the Fundy tournament where we won the game 25-0, and she served the entire game. So in a volleyball game, and they weren't easy serves either, that's quite a feat, and she really is a great player. Aaliyah. Aaliyah's technical skills are so impressive. Her passing, control, and accuracy are second to none. We hope that you know just how much trust we had in these skills. We might wish you had a little more confidence to show it all the time. We just want you to know never to hold back in showing people how skilled you are. It's hard to believe that you're graduating this year, and we will miss you dearly next year. Georgia. To say that Georgia is a key part of our team is an understatement. She was someone that we relied on consistently. She was an offensive force, but we noticed a huge improvement in your defensive game this year. We want you to know how much we always appreciate you as a player, and you never, ever go unnoticed. You're always so easy to coach and a great team player. We look forward to seeing you play next year, as the jump you've taken each and every season is staggering. Lauren. It's hard to believe that Lauren is graduating. You've been such a big presence on this team for so long that it's hard to imagine it without you there. There's so many aspects of your game that we relied on every time we hit the floor. Your knowledge of the game and your ability to make good decisions are things that were invaluable. Your ability to always be able to attack a ball and place it somewhere with force is something that we will miss for sure. Your voice on the court has always been such an asset to this beyond quiet group of girls. I don't know what we're going to do because we have a whole team full of kids that don't speak. So it's a little hard to communicate sometimes. Lauren, we want you to know just how much we appreciated your love for the game, and I really hope that volleyball continues to be a part of your life for years to come. Delaney, another graduate that will be dearly missed this next year. We threw a lot at Delaney this season. We had her playing power, playing offside, even threw her into a setting position sometimes. And she always gave it her all and never complained, to us anyway. I'm sure there was some complaining behind the scenes. She's another player that showed tremendous improvement in so many aspects of her game. Your drive to always give it your all and want to do your absolute best is clear every time you step on the floor. Your desire to understand what is being asked of you and do whatever is humanly possible to do so, it doesn't go unseen. Your communication skills were also so key to the team. Again, a bit afraid for what will happen next year with these seniors gone. Cadence, you're going to have to go into overdrive, I think, with your voice, maybe, if that's possible. So as you can see, with so many key players, it's nearly impossible to hand out awards to this group. With volleyball, more so than any other sport I've been involved with, which is most of them, it's hard to give awards because your expectations for each position are so different. So we rely on each player for so many different things, and for this reason, we couldn't choose a coach's choice. We would be giving out awards to everyone for different things, and that's hard. So we want you all to know how proud we are of you, and we really want you to know that your efforts and talents did not go unnoticed. So you may have noticed that I didn't speak about two of the girls yet. Riley, it's really hard to coach your kids for many reasons. You never want anyone to feel like there's favoritism, so you end up sometimes being a little harder on your own kids. Tracy and I always used to tag team. When we each had a daughter on the team, I would deal with hers and she would deal with mine, and that worked. It was easier that way. But Riley got stuck with her mother and her aunt, poor girl. And again, she never complained to us anyway. Riley's skills are undeniable. Her athleticism, her calm demeanor, and humble attitude just add to her game. It's not hard to tell from the many wonderful photos that Sean took throughout the season and many other people would send me that Riley can jump. It's a wonder she didn't come out of some of the games with black eyes from being hit in the face. She was an offensive force, equally skilled defensively. And consistency is key with volleyball, and we could always count on Riley for a great pass, a dig, a block, a tip, a hard hit, whatever was needed at the time. There's a reason that coaches came to us all season long wondering what grade number 13 is, and just hoping that it was her last year so they wouldn't have to deal with her anymore. And then there's Maddie. A volleyball team can't be successful without a great setter. And that is exactly what Maddie is. Maddie is beyond a natural talent. The amount that we relied on her every game was astounding, and the thing with Maddie is she just doesn't let you down. So the fact that she can glide around making every play happen throughout a game, all while making it look effortless, is something to be acknowledged. We've always loved how dedicated you are, how resilient you are, how easy you are to coach. You always shine with your calm demeanor and your humble attitude. It's a pleasure to be able to coach such nice kids. They don't have big egos. That's what makes you guys elite athletes, all of you. We would never be the team that we are without Maddie's pure skill, that's for certain. And she is another one that opposing coaches are not thrilled to have around for another season. So for these undeniable reasons, we selected both Riley and Maddie as co-MVPs this year. Thanks, girls.
All right, next up, our senior boys volleyball.
Bonsoir, good evening. My name is Michel Poirier, and it's a pleasure to be here. Isaiah Caldwell can't make it here, my co-coach, but I have some words from him tonight to share with the entire team and you. I've truly enjoyed working with these 11, but there's eight here tonight, but 11 young men competing this season against some historical rivals and some new ones. Although our season ended a little short of provincial playoffs, we were impressed with the team's improvement, playing the game week over week as the season went on. This year, we were joined by 2 international students, which was, for me personally, a whole lot of fun to coach. I was impressed by a soccer player from Spain who had more ball-foot control of a volleyball I've ever seen before, and big cheers from a man from Germany from the bench, even when he was injured because he couldn't play. The work ethic by this team was strong, with numerous practices throughout the entire season, night over night, attending every game, participating in tournaments, and playing the whole season with 100% effort. I look forward to continue to coach the program here in the high school and be joined by Isaiah, who he and I both said we're going to carry on for years to come. So we look forward to this team and the upcoming players. Thank you, Mike, and you parents and the administration of the school for all your support. Coaching is not easy, but coaching is easier when everybody's supporting the team. Thank you very much. From Isaiah, first and foremost, I apologize I couldn't be here to deliver these words myself to you boys, but thankfully, I said I'd do it for him, and he is here in spirit with you. He says, I had a blast coaching you boys this year. Maybe we didn't win every game or a lot of them, but we sure had fun trying. No matter what, you boys always tried your hardest, and you never gave up. And I couldn't be more proud of the effort of all of you put in. We had a lot of new players this year, and some returning players as well, but I think everyone improved their game no matter where they started this year. At the start of the season, we had a hard time even calling the ball. Now the boys have no trouble doing any skill we need them to do. For the returning players, I'm proud of you for the work you put in this season and the improvements you've made. I hope to see you guys next year. There's still work to be done and a banner to be brought home. And for Joe, Ashton, Nolan, Marcos, and Tony, you boys have played really well. I'm proud of you and the things you've accomplished this season. We're going to miss you on this team, but you're sure played an awesome season, and I hope you keep playing in the sport wherever you're heading. Of course, we had a hard time picking any awards this year. And I had always thought that the coaches were just here to be trying to be nice. But it really is tricky to decide on who gets what. So don't let the selections bring you down either. You all played amazing. Now he's going to let me go on with the awards. But he wants to thank you again, you boys, for the season. And he's super happy, and I'm able to be your assistant coach and look forward to a few more years alongside with me. We have 4 awards here tonight. So the first one is going to be Rookie of the Year. And I see Rookie of the Year because first-time player on our team, but also first-time playing the sport. Ashton, congratulations. You deserve this award. Coach's Choice. I love coaching this boy. Michael, congratulations. Michael Bree, come on up. Most Valuable Player, we have 2. We had 2 co-captains this year. We have 2 seniors leaving us. We have 2 boys that have played the game in different ways but brought the best. We have one that controls it on the court. We have one that keeps us going on the bench. I am so impressed with the cheers and the leadership of these 2 gentlemen, Nolan Bonguerrier and Joe Gregory. Congratulations to both of you. It's yours. Thank you. With that said, again, thank you to Harvey High School and the community for supporting this team. Gentlemen.
All right, it's all me the rest of the night now. Up next is track and field. Any middle schoolers and high schoolers? Anybody that's going to the meet next week, you should come on up. All right, the middle schooler season is in progress. They've been practicing in phys ed class, and they practice today and the next few days. They're heading off to Nashwauk CIS next Monday to compete at the district track meet. So best of luck to all of them. No awards. For the high schoolers, this group of athletes came together at the last minute to prepare for a track meet in St. John. We practiced throwing javelin and shot put and practiced running, even digging up some of the school's old hurdles. I'm very proud of this group, which mainly were trying events for the first time ever, and I know they had a great day down at the track in St. John. I would like to recognize 2 athletes who at regionals managed to qualify for provincials. First, Cadence McMillan, who went to provincials for javelin and finished 9th, so let's give her a little award here. And second, Michael McKean, who's not here, but he won shot put at regionals and finished 6th at provincials. So congratulations to him, and thank you, everybody. Good luck next week to the middle schoolers. All right, now let's turn to the back page of the program. Here you will see some special recognition for some of our students and teams. You will see the names of those who have been selected as NBIA All-Stars, as well as those teams that won banners which will hang in our gym. The U13 girls over there and the senior girls over there. Additionally, although it is our mission here tonight to recognize students for their participation and achievements in Harvey High School sports and activities, it's important to acknowledge the work of some of our students beyond the activities in our school. We have several students that have dedicated time to improving themselves through involvement in music programs, UNB and Sioux soccer, volleyball and basketball programs, BNB's elite development and provincial team program, the FDSA, as well as various minor hockey programs, just to name a few. Lastly, we will move on to the Keynote Awards. As we do each year, a committee of teachers and coaches at our school meet to select the Keynote Award winners. This is always a challenging process because of the number of quality students we have involved in extracurricular activities at our school. In the end, we have made some very appropriate and deserving selections. I would ask the Keynote Award winners stay after the ceremony so we can take some photos over in the booth. Here we go. First up is the John R. Kirk Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Athletics Program. The name of this award is pretty self-explanatory. Typically, the winners of this award are to students who have dedicated countless volunteer hours over the years in the HHS gym by keeping score at games and tournaments, setting up and taking down the gym for games and tournaments, or helping younger schools in the school and community. These individuals rarely say no. They do all of this, and while still being very dedicated students on various teams here at the school. This year, there was one student who stood out above the rest for these criteria. The first winner of the John R. Kirk Award is Violet McDonald. This year, we felt there were also 2 other students who dedicated countless hours in a very different way, but still to our athletics program. Since the pandemic, Harvey High has been leading the way for schools in our province streaming sporting events, providing an opportunity for those unable to watch games if unable to attend in person. The growth of our stream team since 2020, when myself and Mr. White were rotating a school laptop to record games, is remarkable. These two students, who have led the charge over the years and are very involved in almost every game, now seem like the time to honor them. I would also present the Kirk Award to Ashton Little and Kevin Sheffers-Roy. Thank you. Just give the plaque back to you. The David J. Cartwright Award is typically given to grade 12 students who have shown commitment to sport and done so with a positive attitude and shown good sportsmanship throughout their careers. This year, we felt it was appropriate to have 4 winners of the award. The winners are Lauren Peasy, Alice Vautour, Aaliyah Nestruck, and Nolan Bonguerrier. Please come forward. I lost one of the certificates somewhere along the way, but Aaliyah, you will get one, I promise. Yeah, I'll give them a plaque. The Richard J. Smith Shield is awarded to a student that has gone above and beyond to be a leader at the school. This year, the winner was someone with a positive attitude who was always willing to help organize spirit weeks, pep rallies, and activities to get the student body involved and make the school more welcoming and a fun environment. The recipient of the Richard J. Smith Shield is Ali Sirwa. Yeah. The Middle School Athletes of the Year. These are going to a pair of students who have participated in multiple sports, been named MVPs, coaches' choices, and done great at essentially everything they've tried. This year we have 2 winners, Nolan Smith and Ella Durrett. Please come up to the stage to receive your award. The Ross Klein Memorial Trophy is presented to Junior Athletes of the Year for students who are in grade 9 and 10. This year, the trophy is going to a group of 4 students who have participated in multiple sports. They may not always be recognized with awards when playing on senior teams, but they have been key contributors to their various teams. The winners this year are Emma McFadgen, Colby Claycorn, Michael McKean, and Marco Serrero. Please come up to the stage to receive your award. My microphone here. Lastly, we have the David McMullen Trophy for Senior Athletes of the Year. The following students are multi-sport athletes and have been excelling on the court and on the field for many years. So it should be no surprise that they were chosen as Senior Athletes of the Year. They are also all great representatives of our school, both on and off the court, and are very deserving of this award. The recipients of the Senior Athletes of the Year, the David McMullen Trophy, are Delaney McElwain, Riley DeMerchant, Joe Gregory, and Colby Nicholson. Sure. All right, congratulations to everyone. All right, we've reached the end of the program. I'd like to thank everyone for coming and for all your support this year. I'm always open to suggestions for ways to improve things and encourage you to reach out if you're interested in getting more involved next year. It's been a great year, but I know next year can be even better. Have a great evening, everyone. Reminder, pick up any of your certificates over there.